Forget about any anxiety and just start focusing on your characters, okay? Focusing on what you're about to do. In about 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, the doors will open, the audience will start coming in, okay? At that time, we're quiet, in character, and we're giving each other the respect that they deserve and need.
So where are the best seats for students?
They have the front seats there.
Yeah?
Yeah, the better.
Keep the pace going, keep it moving. Stay in control of your character and move the scene forward.
What time is it now? 2 o'clock?
7:14. 1 minute.
1 minute.
Tickets, please. Thank you very much. I hope you have yourself a wonderful.
But I'm trying to get this line perfect, because like sometimes I keep kind of like messing it up, and I want to get it good.
Make sure that your energy level isn't low, that you're intense, that you're in the moment, that you really deliver this play the way you can. These people really want to see a great play, and I know that you can give it to them. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, guys, into character, please, and respect each other. There's so much at stake. A year of work, the students' self-confidence, the expectations of the audience. I don't know if we're ready. I'm not sure if we've done enough. And it's 5 minutes till showtime. These performers have autism, fetal alcohol syndrome, Down syndrome, emotional and behavioral problems. For 10 years, I've been teaching performing arts to students with developmental disabilities. Some come from stable family homes. Others are part of the social services system. Some are higher functioning, some are lower. But what they have in common is they are undervalued, they are vulnerable, and they are misunderstood.
Don't you ever touch my brother, you son of a bitch! Bryce, it's the same everywhere. He's never safe.
I work at Montreal's Summit School. They've been on the cutting edge of educating youth with developmental disabilities for a very long time. In fact, they've commissioned this play for their 50th anniversary.
This is, to me, this is called Summit School, and this is the summit of what I could imagine. What we've learned over the years, that there are other things in life besides the very strict reading, writing, and arithmetic that make us who we are. And we're just always amazed at what our kids are capable of doing, how they're feeling about themselves, and what role we can play in helping them find, well, we use the term potential, but also a sense of self, a sense of comfort with who they are, because they face a lot of problems.
The play is about Rachel and her brother Michael, orphans who also have intellectual disabilities. It begins when Rachel is released from youth detention.
Are you coming home now?
I hope so. Did you have any seizures? Any one of them at all?
Rachel's brother Michael has cancer,
Headaches?
and she's very protective of him.
Come on, Rachel. You're not my doctor.
We get
Rachel and Michael have been placed in another temporary foster home.
one set or more.
They've been moved from place to place,
Now listen, kiddo. You
but this time, they're determined to make it work.
Let us stay. We've moved so many times.
Rachel.
Please. I don't care if you like us or hate us. He can't take it. I'll work. I'll be your slave. But please don't give us up. At least not until...
Students are performing alongside teachers and parents. The storyline, themes, and characters in this play were based on months of interviews with over 50 students. When I gave them the opportunity to talk about their lives, they jumped at the chance. They wanted to share their point of view with the rest of the world.
Everyone calls me Max.
Max, and I'm going to call you Max.
Like, let's say for people who aren't, like, diagnosed with anything, like, they're normal, there's nothing wrong with them. They tease you the way you look, the way you think and all that, the way you speak, because of your disability. It's like, oh, you're not normal. Why are you hanging out with us normal people? That gets me angry a lot.
You see special needs people, so you automatically just feel, but you know, we're not good enough. You know, I'm sick and tired of people telling us that, you know, we're not good enough and nothing we do is, you know, important. You know, without special needs people in this world, the world would just be, like, boring.
How do you feel about having a disability?
I don't know, you're just not on the same level as everyone else. That's it, yeah.
Safe, yeah?
Yeah, first you get laughed at. Sometimes you feel either pissed off or you're gonna feel depressed.
Because they're like judging people by the way they look outside instead of the inside, and it makes me really mad, and sometimes I just want to punch them out and leave.
I was slower than others. That's why they bothered me. They laughed at me and pushed me around. I got footballs to my face, basketballs.
Putting us in the back of a class, what's that gonna do? You know, it's only gonna make us feel worse about ourselves.
It's supposed to make you feel better. It's supposed to make you feel like the rest of your class is going to be all of your friends, and that you can look up to them. And
no, we drown in regular schools. I mean, that's what I felt like. I felt like I was swimming in it. There was a huge swimming pool, and I was swimming in it, and everyone else was just at the top of the pool, you know, floating and having fun, and I was drowning. Like, I literally could not swim.
People or teachers always say, yeah, you're just like everybody else, but in a way we're not. Everybody else in normal schools get high school leaving. What do we get? We don't get anything.
The government doesn't think we can continue on in college studies.
What do you think?
It's from West Nile.
Is the government right?
The paper towel rule.
It's their opinion.
So how do you feel about that?
It hurts.
Angry.
Upset.
And annoying.
I hate the word special needs, you know?
Why?
I don't know, like, if he comes up to me, I just want to punch him in the mouth.
How are we the same? If people say, okay, yeah, we're all the same, but then treat us differently.
Yeah. Just because we're in a special school doesn't mean anything.
We're not human. Okay, no, we're alien. You know what? We come in peace and we're not going to eat your brain.
Not only do these students with developmental disabilities have to deal with society's prejudices, but some of them have difficult family lives, and they're caught up with social services, a system that they just don't understand. The play we are putting up comes from the life story of one such student. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. It's the only candle I could find. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Abby. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy birthday, Abby. Fantastic. 18 years old. Whoa. That's like one of the big ones, right? Significant. What are you allowed to do now that you're 18?
Drink.
Let's go to
That's true.
Want to go to casino?
Vote. There you go. Mike, you can vote.
I was a alcohol baby. My brother was an alcohol and drug. So we were hard to handle when we were small. I've been through 9 homes.
9 what kind of homes?
Like, it was not foster homes. It was just emergency placement. No one wanted us. We kept going from house to house to house to house. It was just me and my brother. And my brother was too young to understand. My brother was only 5. When I went through that, I thought it was just me. So I got mad at myself because I thought I did things wrong. So, like, to this day, sometimes I'll still say, what did I do wrong? Why was I the one, me and my brother the one, to go from place to place? Why couldn't they find one place for us to stay? It was horrible, scary. And as growing up, every time I saw a social worker, even to this day, sometimes I would run and hide because I think that they would be coming to get me and take me out.
Abby's story is not typical of all Summit students, but it represents the reality for a group that is classified as at risk, which means they have a mild intellectual disability. They may also have learning disorders, language delays, emotional and behavioral disturbances, which makes it extremely difficult for them to function in the real world.
You might look at some of our students or a lot of our students and think, hey, what's wrong with these students? They look socially, they look like any other individual, like any other students. But a lot of these students do have academic difficulties, they have social problems, they do have emotional and behavioral difficulties, but these difficulties are big challenges for these students out there in the community.
I take the next few months, and using the transcripts from their interviews, I write a 110-page play. How many of you have ever been in a play before? Okay. How many of you have never been in a play before? Okay. This overall is going to be a fantastic experience for everybody. Your job, though, this is not like school, okay? We don't come here and you don't come with a bunch of excuses about, oh, I didn't memorize my lines because I had a really tough week and I had to go to this place or that place. That doesn't fly. We cannot do this play. If you don't show up because you don't feel good or you have a cough in your throat and you want to stay home, everybody else here, all the other members of the family, I now have to try to figure out how to do it without you. And that affects everybody. For the production, we rename Abby's character Rachel. Rachel will be portrayed by Melissa Nauer, a student on the autistic spectrum. People with autism can have difficulties with social interaction and communication. But we have found that many of these students who have trouble expressing themselves in day-to-day life come out of their shell when given the chance to perform on stage.
I always try to say is the man has a dream to be all that he can be, a dream to make a difference.
Melissa, are you ready? During auditions, Melissa showed us that she could display a wide range of emotions.
Hey, sis.
Hi.
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine.
You sure? Because you don't look okay. Is there something that you're not telling me?
I can't tell you.
You could tell me anything. I'm your brother. I can understand anything. Tell me, what is it?
It's hard to explain.
Say it anyway.
Okay, but don't get angry, please.
I'll try my best not to. Okay. What is it?
There's this bully.
Bully.
His name is Dennis. He hit me a couple of times.
Fantastic, yay! Wow, Melissa, when you got into it, you gave us chills.
After I finished kindergarten, at the age of 5 or 6, I think it was 6, I finished. I started going to a regular elementary school, but then when I started having these complications, you know, with the complications are with work and with anger and becoming oblivious to where you're going. Well, I started becoming more of a loner. Like I didn't like being around with the students that much or to make friends that much. I just mostly do things on my own, and At the age of 16, I started to get more worse with my anger and also with depression, you know, getting more sad. And my mom wanted me to get diagnosed with what was wrong with me. So she and the doctor found that I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome.
Asperger's is a milder form of autism. It is characterized by difficulties in social interaction as well as repetitive patterns of thinking and behaving. But with her character, Melissa is doing incredibly well.
And who's this?
Why do you care?
Don't you think you should ask if you want to bring someone over?
You're no one. Nothing. I'm gonna forget you in a week.
It's my house, and I'll call the cops if you don't get the hell out of here.
Stop it.
Rachel, let go of my hand. Let go of me.
I beg you.
You're hurting me.
You hate me from the start.
I never hated you.
I beg you.
Don't! Do you know what you get? Wait a second, I've got to see where the hell I am.
Can we get Valley Park?
Oh, for sure, here.
Since Summit School does not have a theater, we have to search for just the right venue to put up our play.
Wow, it is funky place.
You know,
Okay, so how would this work?
Here, you take out some of the furniture.
And then you just have people sitting down on the furniture?
Are there lights here?
Yeah.
There's little lamps
Is
in
it
the
brighter?
corners.
Anyway, we can make it brighter.
It's a little dark,
Yeah.
that part.
Can we like maybe cover the flames too?
No.
No, you can't go.
Are you crazy?
I'm just asking.
It's going to be something that they'll remember.
We'll do it all here.
We have to do
I
it
like
all
the
here.
living room.
Absolutely.
Grungy style.
No, I really like this. This is really cool.
It is.
This is what we wanted.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right. Well, the thing is, we can do one row in the front, or you know, it's really flexible.
Really cool.
So this is the behind the stage kind of area.
The mainline theater may be eccentric and off the beaten path, but its intimacy is perfect for breaking down the barriers between the audience and the actors.
I wish those with special needs were considered equals to those without special needs.
Uh-huh.
I wish the small and weak were not always tortured by the strong and stupid.
Obvious.
I wish that everyone in the world had access to fresh food and water. And I wish my mom would come to terms with the fact that I have a disability. Your mom?
Oh, come on!
All right, let's dismiss. Bye, Michael. Cut right there.
That's a weird dell we have.
That's who she's saying it to. Okay, but Natasha does not have a line there. Right? Well, Natasha looks like she's seen a ghost. That's what's happening. The next line is Kaylee's, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's go there, Kaylee. Right now you can sit, you can have a seat, okay? So let's go from here. We're not going to work out all the details of the blocking. I'm just trying to get an idea of where people are, all right? After the initial excitement wears off, we all realize the monumental task of memorizing a 110-page play. Even after weeks of work, rehearsals move slow. Students who should be off book by now are reading their lines. And I can tell the strain of playing such an intense character is beginning to take a toll on Melissa. Do you want to start now, or you want to wait till the game's over? Yes, we can begin. Thank you. And we're going to do the first scene of the play, which is the scene where you're angry and you're sitting with the social worker. Let's run it.
I never thought that Melissa would be able to be doing something like this.
And why not?
And why not? Why not the social aspect, being part of a group, having to, there's so many aspects. So the socialization part, that's very difficult for Melissa. Yeah. That part, the being able to understand and communicate with others is a challenge for her. So just that part, she's also a perfectionist. So if you tell her that she did something wrong, she will withdraw. Gets very frustrated, and that's very hard for her to accept it and then be able to continue.
Yeah.
At first, she was struggling a little bit. Well, I don't like the character. I don't like the words. There's bad words in there, and she says, I don't want to be saying that. And we talked about that, saying, but you're acting.
Yeah.
You're acting. It's not you. You're acting a part. And I think she's come a long way with that, of learning to accept that she's acting and it's not really her.
Yeah.
A few weeks into the rehearsal process, about a month and a half before opening night,
one more time.
the pressure comes to a head for Melissa.
I want some indication that you're sorry for what you did. You've had 6 social workers in the past 4 years. So I guess you do know more about how this is supposed to be than me.
I don't know anything. I'm a slow learner in the thought. I'm sick of telling her.
And every new person who gets involved makes you feel like you're starting all over again. Are you sorry for attacking your foster father?
Okay, time out, guys. Let's just take a time out. Yeah, can you guys just leave us for a second?
Sure.
Melissa quits the play. And as I soon find out, she's not the only main actor contemplating quitting. I first met Nadia during the group writing sessions, and she was one of the only students we cast to play herself, a troubled young woman with a difficult home life who had been in and out of group homes.
Anything you regret or would like to change?
Yeah, there's 2 things I would want to change. One of them is, I'm going to be honest, straight up honest too, is my attitude when I was young, from the age of 7, about being in a group home. Like, I wish I could go back and change all that drama that happened, so that I would be able to stay at home and give my mom that chance to be there while I'm growing up.
So why were you moving to the group home?
Because I stopped going to school. I was put in the hospital because they thought I was crazy. I was abused. Mentally and sexually, so. Well, I didn't tell anybody till I was 14, and that's when I blew. I was just I was just reacting like someone would tell me to do something, and I didn't want to do it, and they were like, do it, Nadia, and then I got mad for no reason. Just the littlest things would take me off. I didn't know who to trust or who to turn to about stuff like that. It took me a while before I can actually trust somebody and talk to them. I had a psychologist, I had a social worker. I had 5 different social workers. Wow.
I mean, there's a lot of questions about your story, and it's a really important story you're telling, Nadia. It's really, really important, because I know it feels like this is just you, but there's so many people that go through this out there that they need. Telling this story is going to make them feel like they're not alone, because I'm sure you feel sometimes that you're alone. No?
Well, yeah, because I used to have people to talk to, but I don't have them anymore.
Nadia wanted us to use her story in the play so people could see what she was going through. We created a street-smart character named Natasha, who becomes friends with Rachel. And even during auditions, Nadia expressed a desire to make this character her own.
One quick question.
Yes.
Can I add 2 things to 2 lines, 2 short lines? Well, there was one, actually it's 1 line and then add something. Because when Natasha says, you look like crap today.
Yeah.
Then Rachel says, thanks. I think it should be more, oh gee, thanks type thing. Like she's more like a, more like, sure. Instead of just thanks. And then at the end, when Mr. Ellis says, all right, get ready to go to class, it's almost over, because she's already in a bad mood type thing, so she should just be like, and walk out with her books.
Good, good.
As rehearsals began, Nadia committed to the rigorous schedule. I could see that this character and this play meant a lot to her.
My mom couldn't take care of me. She wanted to, but she couldn't. So they took me out of the home.
I'm sorry. I don't even remember my real parents.
Maybe it's better that way. I remember being so scared, and I was just always scared.
But as time went on, her participation and her commitment to memorizing the part started to break down.
Nadia's not here. So it's going to be but it's going to be hard to do all that blocking again with you. It just doesn't work. It's not worth it because it's going to take forever to learn. Let me just figure out what to do, guys. Just.
I mean, at some point, we can't be wasting time rehearsing actors who don't show up regularly, don't know their lines, don't put in the commitment, and aren't actually going to be on stage and performing. You know, we have to, you know, we're taking away time from the people who are putting in the work and are making the commitment and are going to be performing in order to work with people who aren't.
I knew she was living back home with her mother, so I decided to pay them a visit.
Been here so long. Sorry about the mess in the hallway.
No, that's all right. I'll be behind them, Nadia, because there's too many people all at once. So.
Bathroom. And the room that that's a picture. The room that I'm staying in for now. It's actually my sister's room, but we were in here drawing on each other's stomach. And then we went to sleep in my mom's room, and then that's when I heard yelling and screaming, and I woke up and she was still sleeping. And then she came to see me then. And I had to tell her what happened because they were asking me to go and I couldn't just leave my sister alone.
Can you tell me what happened?
My mom, I just walked into the living room and I saw my mom like half dead.
Nadia was in her state of mind where she had problems and school problems and bully problems, but through all that I think something cracked, and then I ended up having to cracked when Nadia left me at 11 years old. Yeah, I cracked, and that's when I just OD'd and was in a coma. Nadia counted the cat has 9 lives. I did it 9 times in a year and a half.
And what was your goal?
To kill myself. Because I lost Nadia.
And Nadia, what about you? Have you guys talked about your feelings?
I want to talk so badly to her about it, but I know that if I tell her anything about how I feel, she'll make it into a really big problem, and it'll make her feel worse than what she feels already now.
I never had a life, and I've lost my child. But I gave her, she had to go. She wasn't going to school. Principal was coming into the door begging Nadia to go for a half a day a week so that they wouldn't take her from me. And she wouldn't go.
What do you want to talk with her about exactly?
Yeah.
About everything, about why she felt like she needed to kill herself, about why she feels like she's not doing anything right, because she's always saying, anything I do, it's never good enough. I want to know what she feels like she's doing that isn't good enough, because the way she's being a parent it's the best that she can do. Like, I'm not going to ask for another mother because she's tried to commit suicide 8 times. I'm not going to ask for another mother because she's decided to be sick and have borderline personality. It's not her that decided to have it.
Like, I take this is all for sleeping wise at nighttime. I take these to sleep. This is just my regular nerve pill in the afternoon. The first time I was taking like maybe 10 bottles of pills, but they were in bottles, and that's when I went crazy and pop, 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 pop. Now if I pop, this is what I'll do. I'll take these ones. All these ones and these ones here are very dangerous to, there's a lot of milligrams, you know. And
if you have a history of...
I know, why do they give you they give you back the meds? I know, they give you back the meds because I cannot function because I'm addicted to medication so badly that I will have withdrawals.
But even here, this is enough pills to do serious damage to you, right here.
Yes, it is, and they still prescribe it. because I still keep coming back, I guess. Sometimes I back up and say to myself again, well, you know what, you're going to do that, you're going to go in a coma, what if you don't come out? Go ahead in there. Oh, if you ever go into the cupboards in this house, you might get a pot on your head.
It becomes clear to me that Nadia is missing school and rehearsals to stay home and look after her mom. Even after this home visit and multiple promises, Nadia continues to miss rehearsals.
Well, my mom's having a bit of trouble with rent, so in 2 months we're going to court, and if we don't win, we are getting evicted from our apartment. So we're crossing our fingers that we win. My mom's looking at backup apartments for now in case we don't win, we have a place to go to.
So life just keeps getting more complicated.
Yeah. And the other day she said some stuff that, like, I don't know if it's just because she was upset or whatnot, but it just really made me want to watch her every day to make sure nothing happens. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're okay. Okay, anything's possible.
I'll let you
Car,
know
it's
by
not such a big deal. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. The next day, I receive a text from Nadia. She informs me that she's decided to quit the play. How can you put up a play if your main cast members keep quitting? I was becoming increasingly desperate. And then, the solution came. Not from us, but from the students themselves.
Dear Melissa, I just want to tell you that you are an amazing actress and I really feel sad that you quitted the play. I really loved working with you and your performance was outstanding. Like, when I am acting with you, it just feels so real. I really looked up to you and you really inspire me, and I really feel blue now that you left. I just want you to come back, and it's not just me, it's everybody. Everybody in the play wants you to come back. From Samuel.
Melissa returns to rehearsals. And you guys got all of your stuff, you guys. We don't want your stuff on the stage. Okay? It always has to be. Is this whose stuff is this?
That's fine.
Okay. And even though Nadia was no longer involved, she helped convince her best friend Michelle to play the role of Natasha.
You think you're the only person that got scuba the system? No. Listen, I write a lot of poetry. It's a deal. Want to hear some? First of all, you're
Slowly but surely, we started to get back on track.
What a head case, but forget all that.
Cat in track towards the villain.
Shut your mouth! What, you're gonna push me again?
Martin, sit down now.
Tell her you got that. Tell her you got that.
No, I mean, I really see you.
Where are they supposed to be? And blackout.
Sit down and be quiet for Christ's sake.
Some idiot's gotta pay for it. Easy money.
I'm not doing that.
Just relax.
You don't have to. Just relax. Let me handle it.
I've told my life story to everybody. I feel like a parent.
I would love to, with all my heart, but I already have a place. It's wherever Rachel is.
Being your character. Get a character. Get a character. Whatever it is. It's not you. Your character in this play is not you. Your character is not nice. Your character doesn't give a crap. Your character doesn't give a crap that there's people in their house. It's all attitude. All attitude. Natasha, when you come in, you're also in the attitude zone. You come in all excited. And then there's this big confrontation. And that has to get like way higher.
Yeah?
Okay, start again. As soon as you see her, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Rachel, come with me right now.
Come on, Rachel. Like this way. Okay, so yeah.
No.
Yeah, don't make the gesture, but also the scene has to go quickly. But you're just like, Rachel, come with me right now.
We do that again?
Yeah. As rehearsals go on, the production team needs to gather the things we need for the play. We don't have a big budget, so sometimes we have to go the extra mile.
Jeremy, what are you doing? What's this?
Go get a hospital bed, they said.
Why?
We need a hospital bed for the play.
Why are you pushing it?
Because it wouldn't fit in the car.
What's that?
Blood.
Are you serious?
It's fine. It's fine.
With 3 weeks left before the show, we received some distressing news. One of the students who shared his life story with us is going in for life-threatening surgery. Christopher, pleasure to meet you, Chris. Christopher Fonseca has brain cancer, and he is also one of the most positive people I have ever met. What do you think life is all about?
Oh, that's hard. Oh my God.
What is life all about? Chris's hand is coming right out of his socket. Chris.
My life? Basically, it's all about dealing with hard things. See, I've got needles, I've gotten pecked, I've gotten poked all over the place, so yeah, life is full of hardships, and to me, that's what life is, getting through the hard times.
But I have a question for you. If life is full of dealing with the hard times, you're always smiling. Why are you always smiling?
Because I know that all these hard times are getting back to 100%. So I'm not 100%, I'm what, 98, 97? So it's getting back to 100%. The doctors have to do all these blood tests to test my blood, make sure it's all clean, and once that's confirmed, they'll put me on medication, and that medication will get me back to 100%.
So you have hope.
Yeah.
Hope. That's hope and hardship. That's a, you know, I think a lot of people's lives are about hope and hardship. The good times, the bad times. You know, like in theater, there's comedy and tragedy. There's a happy mask and there's a sad mask. So I think that is what life's all about. And that's a wonderful answer, Chris. Thank you very much.
Each time he goes in, especially to the brain, there's a little more damage done.
Yeah.
And the last time he went in, the parents didn't know if he'd be able to walk, if his memory would be affected. They didn't know what the outcome would be.
In the play, Rachel's brother Michael was based on Chris, a sensitive and loving boy who always sees the bright side of life.
Have you seen your doctor lately?
Yes.
What did he say?
It came back.
We can only hope for the best for Chris and wish him a speedy recovery.
Tomorrow you'll go to school, say your goodbyes, and collect your things.
Mom, I'll kill myself.
Don't say that.
I will.
Kaylee, stop.
They'll bully me again.
They won't.
As rehearsals go on, the news of Chris and the emotional impact of the play itself have a growing effect on some of the students.
I want Jane on this side. I want Kaylee on this side. I want Martin on that side. And I want Michael on this side. Okay?
What do you want out of life?
I wish my family weren't so embarrassed by me. They think I always ruin everything, but I know I don't. I think I make things better.
I want to stop thinking about everything. Why I'm here. Why I was born. Why am I at this school? What am I supposed to do in life? Because I don't know.
This was the first time we rehearsed that scene, and what the character Martin just said has a profound effect on Ali, one of the student actors.
Okay, we just take a break. Ali, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
The reason why I was crying was it's Martin. No, not because of his grumpy personality, but it's just this one line that makes me closer to him, that makes me like merge with him than any other character. It's the line where he talks about where Peter says, "What do you want out of life?" and he says that, "Why is he here?" well, what do I do in life?
That was just.
This is actually I mean, I kind of like say, like, I kind of like sometimes, like, when I'm alone, I ask myself the same thing, because, like, I'm kind of like scared of like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna fail this? Like,
Ali was cast to play Jane, a kind-hearted and free-spirited character that seemed to reflect her personality. But it wasn't always like that for Ali. She had a difficult time when she was young.
As a kid, I couldn't control my frustration. Like, I always had tantrums, and sometimes it would go so overboard, I would, like, hit people. Even though I don't mean to. Like, I still remember that I would, like, hit the teachers and get a suspension. Even though I didn't mean to.
Coming to Summit School 6 years ago had truly changed her life.
I got an interview that she was being interviewed so they could diagnose, I guess, to see if she fit in or which place to put her. I was all excited because I said, wow, I know I'm going to get her in here. So after the interview, I get a call, and it was the end of the world for me because she told me, oh, Ali is
too smart.
Is too smart for this school and doesn't have enough developmental delay to come to the school. And I started crying. I said, but where do I put her? Where do I put her? If I put her in regular school, she's going to fall in between the cracks. It's when you had her in a class with more than 5 children, including herself, she would shut down, get frustrated, and cry constantly. So I told her that. She says, I'm sorry, this is, I have to go with what, I guess government guidelines, And I said, so what do I do with this child? Within 2 weeks, I got a call, and it was Maggie again. She said, hi, Mrs. Piccioni. I said, hi, it's Maggie. I said, yes. I found it kind of strange, and I wasn't thinking, oh, wow, she's going to accept her. She said, guess what? I got good news for you. My heart just fell. I started crying, and I said, please tell me you're going to get her in that school. And she said, yes, we're going to try something different. We're going to make a new group with kids like Ali that were higher functioning. And
just because somebody is intelligent, that doesn't mean that they don't have a problem.
Exactly, Ali. We know that.
Some of our students, as they grow up, they feel that they need to be part of society like any other person, and that's where the conflict comes in, where they feel and they ask themselves, what am I doing? What's wrong with me? How come I can't get this? How come I can't do this? These students who are socially much higher have a difficult time accepting their disability. When you have a difficult time understanding and accepting your disability, you're always going to be in conflict.
I want to go through the right path in life, just like how Martin wants to go through the right path. I mean, I need someone to guide me. Like, where do I go?
Yeah, we've all gone through that.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, it's kind of weird. It's like, I wish that he was real now, because, like, if he was real, I'd be his friend, and, like, I just want to, like, hug him and, like, go through life together. It's like, it makes me, I mean, Martin, I just feel so close to him.
All right?
Yeah.
It's 2 weeks before the show, and the setbacks we had during the rehearsal process have put us behind schedule, and I'm not sure if there's going to be enough time to catch up. Most days, you guys, we're gonna have a little bit of extra time to do warm-ups. As you see now, like we're still lagging about 15-20 minutes behind because of the announcements and because that everyone was late. So now, take your positions. We're gonna run the play.
What are you talking about? Stand my boyfriend, you stupid hoe.
Okay. We do it again?
We're here for the same reason.
We're all special. What's my line?
Yes, Your Honor, I will. Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you start again.
I wish people with special needs were in line.
I don't want to get involved with it.
I don't want to get involved with this.
What do I say?
Line. Line.
Now, it's lunchtime, but I just want to say something. You had nothing memorized. Okay? You were reading things as if you were reading them for the first time. Your relaxation time is over. So that means all of this now. I expect, if you want to know what I expect for these classroom scenes that the next time we get together, nobody is reading out of their book. Nobody.
I actually felt kind of sorry for him.
Why?
Because he's going through so much right? With this big play and everything. So
Do you think he was right?
yeah, it's a lot of stress. So
I mean, I can understand because like Jesse just wants this play to be like good. I mean, he doesn't want it to be bad. He doesn't want it to be perfect. He wants it to be good.
Not only do the students have to memorize their lines, but there are multiple complicated set changes that they are a part of.
Yeah. Well, people need to know which chairs they're picking up. That's what we need to figure out in practice. What chairs they're picking up and where they're putting them.
I think that we have to tell the kids also not to take them during the scenes. It's when the set changes, you take it and you leave. I think it's something that's really important that they practice afterwards.
Yes.
Because they're going to be like, okay, I have to take that chair.
This is why I'm saying I wish I had more time at the theater. I wish I had a whole week at the theater to prepare these guys correctly, but I don't. We're in the theater. The next day we're putting on the gala. It's ridiculous. They're still trying to figure out set changes here. I can see them running through where the audience is going to be, holding a chair. Woohoo! All right, 20 seconds. Like, when we get to the theater, it's going to be bottlenecks. It's going to be everybody jamming in with tables and chairs, and nobody can see, and bumping, and ow, and it's going to be you got to run that for a week before they know what they're doing. There's 24 scenes in this play. Like, again, that's my problem. I created that situation. Now, there's going to be lights, there's going to be props, there's going to be a new venue, there's going to be problems. So we've had half-built sets for 2 weeks now. And I don't know if those tables are going to be stable. I don't know if they're going to be painted, who's going to paint them, when are they going to get painted. I have to do all the projections for the back wall. I have to get all the sound cues organized since I fired the sound person. Didn't fire him, but well, I did fire him. We had a sound person that wasn't doing anything. Half the time trying to figure out the details of doing it takes more time than actually doing it. It might just be that I've asked them to do too much too quickly.
Do you think Jesse's losing a grip on it, or it's still...
No. Not yet. But I think he's close. Like, we can't waste any more time. It's very clear that if he doesn't do something about this, then yeah, he's going to lose his grip on the show.
It's just that there's this, like, I kind of, like, want to edit, like, one of the lines, like, change it a bit, because I feel like the one where Jane speaks and the, getting a job, I feel like that one needs more depth, that line, depth. So I'm gonna, like, edit it and change a few things. But it's gonna be similar, it's just that I'm just gonna give it, well, to make it understandable. Jesse knows about it, that I'm changing it.
Yes.
We're working on Melissa's opening night, and we're already having some issues. She didn't arrive on time for the bus. She's stressed. Her mom's telling me that she's stressed, and her mom's worried about her. Now she is on the bus is coming, but her mom's now texting me asking if you know, if I should need any help with her, to give her mom a call. So basically, I'm not sure what Melissa's frame of mind is going to be. I hope that through the bus ride, you know, Stephen and the other students can bring her spirits up. You know, that's happened in the past. So, but I know that when she got on the bus, apparently she was in one of her dark moods. So, you know, that's the thing with Melissa, is that we're getting close to her premiere, and this is the most important time for her to be positive.
Right there, get the camera away.
You need some more time? Because I don't want you to have to do anything that you don't want to do. But you know, if we're going to get through this play, this is one of those times where you have to try to do your best and try to get through, because you know we're here to practice, especially for you, to give you a chance to practice, and you've been doing so amazingly well in this role. And I respect all the things you're doing. And I also know that you're fantastic at this point.
Yes.
I think people that she cares about talking to her right now is what she needs. She needs to get past this, and you know, history serves.
You just have to accept the way you feel. Once you accept that, then you can talk about it, and then it goes away.
It's okay to talk to any of us here about your problems.
Yeah. And the one good thing too is if you're feeling sad and you're feeling a bit anxious, Rachel feels those same things. So you can use that as an opportunity to express things that you're feeling. Because you don't need to.
Oh yeah? Yeah. Marketplace, Molly is the singer in the band.
I still remember the lyrics.
Jasmine says to Molly, girl, I like your face. And Molly says, and she takes him by the hand. Oh la dee, oh la da, life goes on. La 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 la, life goes on. Oh la dee, oh la da, life goes on.
It's opening night, and all 6 performances have sold out. In the audience will be teachers, parents, politicians, prominent members of the business community, and many others. Our students have a message for all of them, but can they deliver it? Can Melissa and the rest of the cast overcome their fears, get on stage, and do what I know they're capable of? I won't know until the lights go up.
You've had 6 social workers in the past 4 years, so I guess you do know more about how this is supposed to go than me.
I don't know anything. I'm a slow learner. It's in my file. I'm sick of telling my life story to everybody, which makes me feel like a damn parrot.
Don't talk like that. Where you go, I go too.
Like the ability to connect with the very heart of nature, to hear Mother Earth's voice.
People like you make people like us feel like shit.
Shut up!
All right.
What, you're gonna push me again?
You try to look through clothes? Oh! Whoa! Leave my friends alone. You're hurting me.
You hate me from the start.
I don't hate you.
Yes, you do. No!
What are we gonna do?
We wait. We give them time.
No, she's too fragile.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Rachel's social worker. She shouldn't be here. You let her come with me right now or I'm gonna call the cops.
Threatening me?
Rachel! Rachel! Are you okay? Did he hurt you? What the hell are you doing? Getting you out of that place. What? That's a lockdown? You don't know what you're getting into. Just leave me alone. All of you, leave me alone. You want to end up on the street strung out? I don't care what happens to me. I care, Rachel. Bullshit! Michael.
Rachel! Why did you leave, Rachel?
It's okay. I'm here.
My operation is tomorrow, Rachel. I was praying that you would come back.
standing ovations, rave reviews, an extended run. The success of Rachel at Risk was not due to anything the school or I did. It was due to the positivity and strength of students like Chris, the courage of students like Abby, who shared their life stories, the resilience of students like Nadia, who struggle every day and are sometimes overwhelmed, the willingness of students like Ali to question themselves and the world around them, and the courage of students like Melissa, who fight their fears to show us what they are capable of. From the beginning, all these students wanted to do was share with the world their stories. And that's what they did.
Do you know how important you are to us?
I believe this is your family.
Yes, it is.
It is. For you and Matthew.
Yeah. Well, I just say you mean a lot to me. And I'm happy.
Abigail, I love you.
I love you too.
And I love Matthew with all my heart and soul, the both of you. And you are a beautiful young lady. And not only the love, but you are my daughter. And nothing and nobody will ever change that.